Hello everybody, Alan here. Today on Downtime Recap, we're going to be covering the merger between ESL and FACEIT, why some people are happy and some people are unhappy, and also what it kind of means for gaming right now. Also some of the ramifications and the positive and negative side. A lot of stuff is coming out, so we're going to go through that slowly. Then we're going to be talking a little bit about the new roster from Team Vitality, especially the fact that one of their players is kind of sick with COVID and what's going to be happening with that. And we're going to be looking into the fact that Raven Software, who we covered in the last Downtime Recap already 3 days ago, actually already kind of got thwarted, so the fact that we're going to try to unionize. But I mean, it's all really interesting stuff, so stick around and watch the show. Enjoy! We're going to kick off the news lightly with some very simple things to talk about with Team Vitality. They're going to be joining Blast Premier at their new tournament that's starting today, actually, in a time of filming. And one of the things that is very notable is that 3 of the players that joined the team recently are the Danish superstars Dupree and Magisk, who have been playing in Astralis since like forever. And one of the things that's also interesting is the coach Dan is going to be joining them, or Danny Selim Sonsen, Sonic. It's going to be really cool to see if they actually perform well. But the news isn't really much about that. It's more about the player Apex that is on the roster right now. Unfortunately, he has tweeted out and also posted a pretty interesting picture on Instagram, which shows a lot of humor from his side. Thankfully, he's doing well. He has tested positive for COVID, so he will not be joining the team on the bootcamp. And as Apex is one of the larger and the more viewed players from the French side, we're going to see how he does in the tournament and how they're going to be going. People are giving him a lot of support on his Twitter, which is kind of nice. So, I mean, that's about it. Dan has COVID, and they've got 3 new players that are, everybody in Denmark's going to be watching them closely. So we'll see how they do. As we reported last week on Downtime Recap, we were talking about the insane nice prospect that Raven Software's QAs were going to get together and they were going to form a union and it's going to be okay and there's hope for the American market. We actually basically said that directly in the video. But it seems that already 3 days later, we can already say goodbye to that since Raven Software has already replied that they are going to be sending the QAs into different development teams and splitting them up. That was pretty goddamn fast based on the commentary that came out, so we're pretty interested to see how it's going on. Nicole Carpenter reported on it and actually posted out some interesting tweets that have like a little bit of information about what's going on. And she said, Raven Software studio head Brian Raffel emailed staff today regarding structural changes at the studio, embedding QA into different departments like art, design, and engineering. Unclear what this means for Raven's QA union efforts. So, if you want to actually see what was written in the email, we do suggest that you go to Nicole Carpenter's Twitter. The link will be below inside of the description field, as we always put all of our sources in our videos. Imagine it only took them 3 days to go, union, nope. Bam. Okay, well, moving on. We all love DreamHack. DreamHack is owned by ESL Gaming, and ESL Gaming was owned by MTG. That will be no longer as of Q2. ESL has now announced that their parent company MTG has sold them to Savvy Group, and as such, they will now be going into a merger that will end in Q2. With that merger announced, it does mean that MTG has sold ESL to Savvy Group, which is also co-owning in FACEIT, which means those 2 conglomerates will now be merging and keeping their independence, but people are not super happy because the Savvy Group is 100% owned by the PIF, or the Public Investment Fund from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has proved to be a point of contention in the past when they have invested in Riot Games and they also invested in Blast Premier, where they made some good big moves with Saudi money, but the problem with the fact is people don't really like Saudi Arabia in the gaming market because they have a little bit of a human rights and anti-LGBTQ scene kind of vibe, which is, pretty obvious based on, everything. But all in all, it does seem that there's going to be a lot of changes going out right now, and the deal isn't finalized as such right now, but they are into arbitration and to checking if everything is good in the courts. But what this means for you is that ESL now will be under new ownership, and that means also DreamHack will be under new ownership. And some people have expressed a little bit of a disdain for the fact that they're taking Saudi money. And as an example of 2 things that are going to be pretty cool about this merger, which is, good and negative, because we just wanted to showcase both aspects of what could be done now. FACEIT and ESEA, which is also one of the providers of the best anti-cheat technology for Counter-Strike Go, are going to be merging together to create a much better Counter-Strike Go anti-cheat. And one of the more negative sides of it is a lot of people are very upset about the fact that taking Saudi money means that you might be setting your morality standards on the side because you are now looking at being you know, paid directly for working for a company that is owned by a government that is also very anti your kind of people, your friends maybe? Anybody know anyone that is LGBT in their close circle? So Vince Hill, one of the esports casters and a very popular person, has, you know, decided to quit. He posted a YouTube video talking about his disdain for the actual permanent solution, and he was, you know, berated for it. He received apparently some credible death threats. He posted that on his Twitter, which you can probably read on the screen right now. Thank you, Alex. So what this means for the future is that people are going to be waiting to see what happens and if people are actually okay with this. The PIF invests a lot of money all over the world in many different projects. Gaming has been one of those that has resisted a little bit. The communities behind Riot Games and also behind Blast Premier actually got them to pull out of their deals. The question is there enough of a reason to get ESL to do that? They are a German-led company owned by Turtle Entertainment, and MTG has already sold their side of ESL to Savvy Group. So it's kind of in the cards to see what happens from here on out. If anything, a lot of commentary is being had about what direction and what kind of money you're taking, and there is a difference between if you want to make a stand by going to these events or the like. A lot of discussions and debates are happening, but also at the same time, we're gonna have to see what happens. Universal Music Group has now made a deal with Twitch that means that you won't be able to easily DMCA strike them if you accidentally open their music on stream. Something that's happened to a billion streamers by now, probably just like a few thousand, but it is a detrimental part of it. So DMCA striking means that if you listen to music while you're broadcasting on Twitch, you are illegally doing so because you are taking the copyright of the song and you're distributing to other people or viewers. And yada yada yada, we've all been through here before if we know Twitch. The entire situation now means that Universal Music Group is trying to do something to stem the situation, or it was Twitch. Regardless, they made a deal together, and that means if you accidentally go in a video game and there's music from a popular artist, you might not get DMCA strike, you might just get a warning telling you to cut it out. Not a lot of people are sure about what it means, but it is in fact true that DMCA still is active and people can still strike you if you are knowingly and willingly broadcasting music that belongs to Universal Music Group, which we don't know what titles that includes because, you know, literally who actually knows who owns which songs and how they work and what games they are and properties. So, to be honest, not much has changed, except for maybe if you opened up a song by accident, you're in a better position. And that's been us here from Downtime Recap, but before we leave you with the outro, I'm just going to be pointing out that we want to do more collaborations with events. So one of the things we're going to be filming this year for you guys, if you can't attend, is Gamebox Festival. We talked to them and we're going to be doing a few content pieces with them, and we're also going to be working on a project together. So Downtime will now be traveling to events, filming them, recapping them, and just showing you like what happened at the events and what you can look forward to beforehand. As we are Nordic, we're looking to see if everything is opening up. A lot of the countries' governments are deciding that it's okay to go outside now, kind of, but they're figuring it out. So what we hope to be able to do right now is just be able to present to you the events that are happening. So next week we will have a full rundown of the current events that we are following that are the major ones in the Nordics and seeing how they're doing. If you guys have any information about any events that you'd like to know more about, please do leave it in the comment section below and we will track them down and murder them. No, and talk to them with words. Lots of words. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. It has been a pleasure to be doing these videos again, and it's nice to start up again. But if you do really want to support our channel, please do share the video and also do feel free to subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys have some tidbits of information. Feel free to write in the comment section below and we will link you to our Discord so you can join in on the fun. Have a great weekend.